If you are working with ordinal or non-parametric data and need to compare two independent groups, you are in the right place. Today we're diving into the Mann-Whitney U Test using SPSS. Whether you're a researcher, student, or just curious about how to test for differences in groups when data is not normally distributed or using ordinal data, this video has you covered. The Mann-Whitney U test is a non-parametric statistical test used to compare two independent groups to determine if there is a difference in their distributions. It's a rank-based test that is often used as an alternative to the t-test when the data doesn't meet the assumptions of normality. You should use the Mann-Whitney U test when 1. You have two independent groups. Remember, two independent groups. 2. Your data is ordinal, interval, or ratio. Let me explain this. This test compares the ranks of the data rather than the actual values, so it works well with ordinal data or non-normally distributed interval or ratio data. 3. The assumption of normality is violated. If the data in each group doesn't follow a normal distribution, or you cannot assume equal variances between the groups, the Mann-Whitney U test is an alternative to the independent sample t-test. And why we need to use the Mann-Whitney U test? 1. No assumption of normality. Unlike the t-test, the Mann-Whitney U test doesn't require the data to be normally distributed, making it more flexible for non-normal data. 2. Robust to outliers. Since it works on ranks rather than actual values, the test is less sensitive to outliers compared to parametric tests like the t-test. 3. Use for small samples. When your sample size is too small to assess normality properly, the Mann-Whitney U test is often a good choice. If we take a look at the hypothesis test procedure, the null hypothesis is there is no difference between the two groups, and the alternative hypothesis is there is a difference between the two groups, and the difference refers to the central tendency measurement, especially the mean value. After conducting the test, we will obtain the p-value at the output window in SPSS. If the p-value less than the significance level, let's say 5%, if the p-value less than 5%, we reject the null hypothesis and we can conclude that there is a significant difference between the two groups. If the p-value more than the significance level or more than 5%, we fail to reject the null hypothesis, which means that there is no significant difference between the two groups. And now let's conduct the test using SPSS. In this example, I have fictitious data about satisfaction level based on the gender. And if we see at the variable view, for the gender, 1 is for male and 2 for female. For the satisfaction level, 1 for very satisfied, 2 for dissatisfied, 3 for neutral, 4 for satisfied, and 5 for very satisfied. And remember, satisfaction level is in ordinal measurement, meanwhile the gender is in nominal. This test compares the two groups for ordinal variables here. And let's see the descriptive statistics in brief for satisfaction data. Okay, let's split the data file first. Go to data and then select split file. Okay, click the organize output by groups and move gender to the group based on type C. And then click OK. After that, let's use descriptive statistics. Click analyze, descriptive statistics, and then select descriptives. Let's move the satisfaction level to the variable box. Click OK. We have two output tables here for male and also for female. As you see, for male, the mean is 1.73. Meanwhile, for female, the mean is 4.56. It's quite different for the mean value, but the question is it statistically different? Well, to prove it, we need to do the hypothesis test using the Mann-Whitney U test. To conduct the Mann-Whitney U test, first let's undo the split file, go to data, and then click split file. Okay, let's click reset, then click OK. After that, go to analyze, and then select non-parametric test, legacy dialogs, and then click two independent samples here. Okay, let's move the satisfaction variable into the test variable list and then gender to grouping variable here. Let's define the groups. Group 1 is for male, let's type 1, and group 2 for female, let's type 2. Click continue and then make sure the Mann-Whitney U option is checked. Okay, click OK. see, we have the Mann-Whitney test output in the output window, and at the first table we have the ranks table, and this is the mean ranks. It's really different because it used the mean rank and the sum of ranks at the output table. It's quite different from the mean or the sum in general. At the test statistics table, you can see the p-value here is 0.000, which means if we use alpha for 5% or 0.05, this p-value is less than alpha, which means that there is a significant difference between the mean for male and female. And as you can see, at the descriptive statistics, the mean for male is 1.73 and for female is 4.56. And statistically, there is a significant difference between these two groups, or between the male and females for satisfaction level that is in nominal measurement. Okay, that's how you perform the Mann-Whitney U test for ordinal data. That's it. See you in the next video.